Are you kidding me, Mom? The mom just barely flopped off the cliff like a penguin. Luckily, she caught the last lifeline. Yuna was confused. Mom shrieked her name, and Flowerpunk questioned her. After being the model kid for years, she gets betrayed. Is this mom really worth saving? Old scores come back to Yuna slowly reaches out her hand like she's asking Flowerpunk what's for lunch today. Subtitles. I remember the things Mom did. Mom. Flashbacks of good times zipped by. Birthdays felt like a montage of fun childhood memories. Mom's had her fair share of sweet moments, and when it really counted, Yuna chose to save Mom. Yuna remembers, even if Mom seemed villainous, she chose to be good, not because Mom was evil. Because she loved her mom and didn't want her sad, they finally reconciled. Meanwhile, Flowerpunk was trying to break free. He reveals his true form, ready to devour the pair like pizza. At the critical moment, Kitaro struggles to break free. The souls she devoured return to their bodies, all settled. What's next? Mom and Yuna apologized, knowing they'd overreacted before, leading to this. Yuna's moved on. She let her ponytails down and said slowly, my mom's prayers aren't like this anymore. The situation was absolutely insane. She actually made a deal with the Mountain King in the mountains to gain riches. If the king could make her rich, she was willing to marry off her daughter to him. Surprisingly, he agreed. Using his magic to twist fate, the dude hit the jackpot and turned his life around in just a few years. But then the man backed out. He refused to wed his daughter to the king, so he plastered charms. He even hired Kitaro to catch monsters, claiming the king had his sights set on his daughter. He got more and more dramatic, complaining about life. He's had bad luck since childhood, nearly drowned, and later prone to car accidents. Surviving was a miracle. But guess what? He couldn't escape the monster's pursuit. This guy fooled everyone. Kitaro had to set up a barrier to protect the daughter. The king showed up right on cue and wasn't even scared of Kitaro. He confidently demanded Kitaro to leave, stating he had come here for the purpose of getting married. Married? Yep. The king spilled the beans about their past agreement they made a long time ago. It was time to cash in their promise. Even Kitaro was at a loss. This was the first time he learned the truth. He'd rather die than marry the king. Years ago, he fell into the water, couldn't swim, and sank like a stone. Just then, a hand grabbed her. That warm, strong arm. Unforgettable for ye. After waking up, the man had vanished. The red string on her sleeve proved his presence. From that day on, he swore she'd marry that guy. Now facing the king, she had her own plans. Suddenly, a mysterious figure appeared in the barrier like a ninja. Everyone watched as she was taken away, completely clueless about who this woman was or where he was taken. Meanwhile, he was tied to an operating table. Her heart concealed the ring that the mysterious figure wanted. Just as he was about to make a move, a voice boomed. The king dove in to save Yi, but the enemy was quick, turning into a sphere and unleashing a flurry of blades. To protect Yi, the king had to block all attacks and then just carried her away like she was a sack of potatoes. Even though he was already covered in wounds and suffering all over, the king still charged ahead time after time. The king was pinned down by a 5-handed monster, ready for the final blow when Kitaro finally showed he originally didn't like the king, but seeing him fight for her made her heart skip a beat. Subtitle: The king who reminisced about the past and told Yi that the last time they had interacted like this was already 12 years ago. Back then, the king wasn't the king yet. After a challenge, he was pretty banged up and crashed right in front of a girl. That girl was Yi. With her help, the king survived and fell head over heels for her. He had been keeping an eye on her from the shadows. So when her dad made a deal in the mountains, she jumped right in with that request. But changing fate comes at a steep price, as her dad's meddling caused misfortunes around them. That's why he faced accidents all her life. The king was always there, rescuing her from danger countless times. The one who saved her from drowning was the king. The red string was his lucky charm to always find her. Yeah, if it were within my capacity to accept, I'd protect you alongside you. Hearing this sent her heart melting. I will. I'll always think of you. She vowed to love him forever. Maybe fate has its own way of spinning things. The payback means lifelong protection, making the girl love the fox that saved her. The girl donned a wedding dress, willing to be the king's bride. On wedding day, countless fox demons came to cut the cake. The protective moment was finally out in the open. The countryside girl fell for the big city guy. They quickly reached the engagement stage. But wham! A notice forced the guy to leave. Before he left, he made a promise he'd definitely come back to marry her. The girl believed it like a Disney fairy tale.